Hey everybody, happy Wednesday night. It's essentially Hurricane Matthew Eve, or maybe Eve. It's 7:30 at night. We're at home. We had planned to go over to theme parks tonight. It didn't happen, obviously. We are doing some late, last-minute preparation. I think we're going to hit the store and see if we can grab any more water or things like that. We thought we'd show you guys step by step what it's like during hurricane season here. As far as weather now, you can see behind me the sun is setting. It's actually just drizzling out a little bit. I don't attribute that to the hurricane at all, but could be some very remote weather pushing up. So literally, not even 5 minutes after we just filmed that last clip, it just started pouring outside. Again, I don't attribute this to the hurricane. I just think that it could potentially be part of the same depression that is going to start tomorrow. So before we went to House of Blues yesterday to go see Zakk Wylde, we had a full tank of gas. You know, it took roughly like a quarter of a tank to get to Disney and back. The unfortunate thing is, gas stations are out of gas at this point. The lines yesterday were down the block when we actually tried to get gas, but now they're basically empty. Alright, so we are way behind the game in trying to get any type of supplies. Coming over to this Walmart neighborhood market. This is a place that's kind of new. Not that many people go here. I'm surprised that there's this many cars in the parking lot. I've never seen more than like 20 cars here at one time. They've got plenty of wood on the outside for your barbecues or fire pits. Alright, so they had plenty of water too. We're getting 4 cases of water. Just so you should see what they have left for water, by the way, because they must have just gotten the shipment of these Nestle's, and that's why there's so many here. Everything else is wiped out. Most other drinks are wiped out as well. Gotta stock up on fruit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the entire section. Milk is wiped out, although milk needs refrigeration. What the heck? There's like a big run on canned fruit. Giant run on applesauce. I didn't think about eating canned fruit for probably the last 10 years, but
Freaking amazing.
they have space swords necessary. There's no bread unless you want tortillas, tacos, burritos. Not good for breakfast. All the bread is gone. Wait, there's like 1/2 of a loaf. This is the ballad of the squished multigrain bread. Poor bread. You're all alone. Oh, somebody bought all the burritos. Is there any expired sale food that I need? It needs to be said again, the Kia Soul trunk, worst. If it didn't have this thing, which you can't take out, it would be great. But in the meantime, literally, I put a skateboard back here and a couple pieces of clothes. The whole family is going out to get groceries. 2 quick things. One, when we went in the store, everyone had a sense of community. Everyone's talking to each other. It was the first time I've ever gone into a Walmart where they haven't told me like no filming and stuff like that too. So they were laughing about things being filmed and the fact that they were out of stuff. I mean, it was actually a really good community feeling. There were folks wishing each other well and saying that God would take care of us and all of that good stuff. Really great feeling. The other thing is, we asked the cashier if it was busy. They said there was a point where every single cart in the store was being used at the same exact time, so they're wiped out. It could be me just being jaded, but going through blizzards in New York and then the storms that we've had here previously, we've never really been without power for like a week or more. So I'm anticipating that, you know, we will lose power during the storm, but thinking or hoping that we would have it back within a couple of days or so at least. And in the meantime, hopefully have enough resources that we'd be able to eat outside and stuff too. So the gas pumps will have bags on them for non-diesel fuel. So there's no gas left at all. There you go. So here we are, Thursday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was raining earlier, some really distant feeder bands coming up to us. Nothing huge. As you can see right now, pretty much storm hitting the Bahamas. And, you know, we're due to start getting some heavier feeder bands around like 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. This is basically what we've been seeing for hours, is just Governor Scott saying, "The storm is gonna kill you." And this is the track of the storm. So it'll be coming right up our way. Category 4 by the time it gets to us.
This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. You can't survive it. And your kids die too.
Okay, so it's about 6 o'clock on Thursday night. We're still only barely seeing feeder bands outside, but I wanted to show you guys what the feeder bands look like even at a very early stage. This is it. So we're starting to get wind, as you can see from the trees, that I'm very nervous about. And the rain is just coming down like you'd be in a shower. 6:30 at night, Thursday. Roads are empty. We're actually going to pick up a pizza from Hungry Howie's so that we don't create more dishes in the house. I do feel bad that we are getting something from a store that's still open when folks should be home and getting ready for the storm. But unbelievably, there's a bunch of places that are still open. It is so unbelievably humid outside. It's really to the point of very uncomfortable. It's not hot. It's just very, very humid. You can feel the air pressure is just really low, I think, or high, or whatever. You can feel the change in the air pressure. Here's something that you barely ever see. McDonald's is closed at 6:30 at night. Even more disturbing, this is Walmart, 24 hours. The parking lot is virtually empty except for one car, which I suspect someone just left there for the day. Walmart closed today early, and they've blocked their doors with U-boats full of cardboard. Now, this is going to be the last trip that I make out until after the storm at this point. Years back, when we had last big tropical storm that came through, I went out to the beach at New Smyrna to document things, just shooting photographs and some video. It was really horrendous out there. It was probably the most painful rain that I ever felt. It was like little daggers. And having said that, when the hurricane was originally announced and it was a little bit further offshore, I thought about going out to the beach again to try to show you guys what it was like, because there's always considerable beach erosion, and it's just something to behold, but it is far too dangerous to get out there, and there's no reason or way that I'm leaving the house after this little mission. These roads all have appropriate drainage, but there's still large standing pools of water. There's something to be said when the sky is just this gray color. It's 20 to 7, so it's not nighttime yet. It's just ominously gray. So this is just bizarre. It's literally like a ghost town outside. If you guys can see those clouds up ahead, they're moving so quickly. And it's weird because the rain is coming up from the south, but these clouds are moving down to the south. So it's going in the opposite direction, which you can tell then it's kind of just like the spin that's happening from the out of bounds of the hurricane. See, my neighbor across the street has wood up on his windows. He's only one of 4 houses that I saw within like a 3-mile period here that protected their windows that way. 9:41 now. It is still heavy rain, still outer bands, but much more into the thick of the outer bands. The hoop in the front of the house I took down so that it doesn't blow away. That's about it. Alright, it's about 11:15 at night. We're going to bed, Sheep Seat Nation. Trees are swaying. Power's still on. See you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is about 4:45 in the morning on Friday. The eye of the storm is just starting to come up to our level now, although it's very dark outside. I tried to get into the car just for a minute so you can see how the trees look outside of the house. We still have power. There you go. It's normal wind, so there's no gust there. But you can see the branches are just flying everywhere. It's got some branches on the floor, some stuff on the ground outside, but nothing that bad yet. The problem is that these winds will be this way for the most part for the next 12 hours or so. Also, you can see down the block, it looks like there's some flashing lights already, so I'm not sure if there's something happening down the block with power, but folks may have lost their power over there at this point. So we're at a point now where it's pitch black out here. Though can't see what's going on at all. Looks like power lines are hitting transformer every so often. So we'll see what we can see out here. That's impressive. Not much in way of rain. So the power went out 6:09 a.m. You could tell because it was a giant bang like there was just when we just saw that transformer kind of just blowing there. The eye is directly over us at this point. Winds somewhere probably about 50 miles an hour. Alright, 7:25 in the morning. Looks like power is out for the entire block. It's across the street is out as well. Not raining very heavily at all at this point. Not so bad, just some branches on the tree out there. Very windy at this point. We're sitting in the car right outside the house. The car is actually shaking. That's about 50-mile-an-hour winds. Alright, so it's 9:45. No power still. The wind still. Palm trees are amazing because they bend and sway. They don't generally fall down too often unless it's really, really super windy outside. But there you go. R.I.P. Polar Pop Cup that's flown out of somebody's garbage onto my lawn. This is the view from the backyard seats. So my neighbor has an inflatable pool back there.
Yeah.
Which is
trees to hold it
just
down.
about blowing away. That's pretty crazy. It looks like he might be out there trying to start a barbecue.
I think he's taking stuff in.
He's lifting the barbecue up.
Yeah.
No, he's got somebody else to help lift the barbecue up. It's 22:11, no power, Friday. Jesse's gonna put together the Lego U-Wing to kill some time. It's 10:48 a.m. I want to go outside and at least see how the damage looks around the house and maybe around the block. From the best that I can tell, all of the tiles are still okay on the roof, which is what I was most concerned about. And the trees are still standing. So we have about 6 more hours worth of this wind. Right here at my neighbor's, the tree snapped in half over there, so that's down. We've got a couple blocks. Haven't really seen too much damage at all. It does look like everybody's power is out over here because there's no lights on any of the houses. Over here in the road, there's a planter that's just blowing around. It's kind of what happens when people don't secure things in their yards. You got the wind blowing around. The car is like shooting all over the place. Now over by this church, their tree snapped in half also. It looks like there's like remnants of the tree all over the road. Not too bad though. Check out those signs. Over here, there's power, so street lights are on. Publix. Completely empty. It's like what zombie movies are made out of. Oh my god, people. So as we drive up in this Publix, the nail salon is open. Open for business today. In case you want to get your nails done, there's people in there looking to do nails. This ghost town Publix. Really kind of eerie. This fence got busted up. So, the storm is real bad, but it certainly looks like it could be a lot worse. Got a little bit more debris in the road up here. Look at all these mailboxes. Does that saying for the post office still apply for today? Neither rain nor sleet nor snow? I don't know. More tree branches down over there. So for the most part, it's a couple tree branches, some trees that are split, general branch debris, a couple fences. I'd never want to minimize the storm, but I think that we got a little bit lucky compared to what was on track for us originally. I want to get out of the car to be able to go back in the house, but look at that behind me. I can't even open the door because the wind is like shutting the door. 12:30. Jesse has taken a break from building Legos. It's looking good. This is what it's looking like in the backyard still. So for everybody that thought, like, oh, the eye has passed and the storm is done, not so much. This stays with us until about 7 o'clock tonight. You gotta remember, there was a lot of outer bands hitting us yesterday, way early in the day, and then the outer bands stay with us from the bottom beyond the eye for hours. Back by Walmart again, 20 to 1 Friday. You can see that stop sign has fallen down. Parking lot's still empty. Wind is subsiding a little bit. I stopped out here because this is the closest cell tower, and my cell service is pretty much shut. We've had a ton of people that are tweeting at us and sending us messages asking if we're okay. I can't even respond to folks because my battery on my phone is dying so rapidly by trying to even get a signal. Alright, so we were in this parking lot using this cell tower for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, the wind is calming down a little bit. The light's actually back on. This light was out when we came in. And then basically what they're saying is up in Daytona and over like New Smyrna and those areas that we go to, you typically have the mainland and then you go over a bridge to like the inner area by like A1A, etc. It completely flooded out. A lot of those homes are underwater at this point. So the storm, although folks on the inland areas like in Seminole County, Orange County, over by the park, etc., didn't really feel the full brunt of the storm, it's still massive and huge over by the shoreline. We just have some debris all over the roadway. Lots of trees and debris down over here now. Big branch in the road. Alright, coming up on some branches that are blowing across the roadway. There's a big branch down up here. There you go. Power is out over at the gas station. See, we were super calm with wind back there. Now it's super strong again, so it's the way it goes. It's like every few minutes you get these major wind gusts. By God, we've got a cone down. Got another big tree down over here. What's great is that I can see the county has workers out in work trucks surveying all the damage so that they can note where they need to come back with like sanitation trucks, etc., to try to shred up the tree branches that are on the ground and noting, I guess, where the power is out. That guy's tree is down. This guy doesn't have much of a fence left. There you go. And that completes our lap around. You can still see trees blowing out there, but certainly not as bad anymore. I think the worst is over with. Just feeder bands on the way up. We're gonna play a little Trouble, Star Wars style, with a letter J for light. Sammy is most interested. This vlog is not sponsored by Hasbro. It is my turn.
I know.
Oh. Jesse was trying to cheat again.
Yes.
If you're new to these videos, Jesse is the master at cheating at board games.
Cheat.
Somebody has all 4 pegs in a row.
Yeah, it's me.
No. Taunting from R2D2. I don't even want to translate what he said there. Game 2, Jesse wins. Best of 27.
Okay.
Hello, barbecue. We barely use you. Well, kind of surface dirt at least, but you've been well preserved. We shall heat you up, clean you up a little bit. I'm gonna have some food. In the background, tail end of the hurricane. Unfortunately, this tree we bought when it was a little tiny tree, like maybe like that big, and we've had it growing for years and it's just about dead. Unfortunately, the one thing you don't really plan for is defrosting food when you're in the hurricane, so gotta kind of put these on there a little cold. There's something to be said about juxtaposition. Steaks in the barbecue, insane weather outside. The only consolation is how these are starting to look. So 3:35 Friday, we're gonna go just take a quick spin around the neighborhood again. Still no power, and we can hear generators in the background. A lot of people going to ATM to get money. I guess that folks are concerned about having like a money rush.
The lights are on in the store.
Yeah. Store lights are on.
But they're not open.
Store's closed. They must just be checking on
Yeah.
the store itself. I don't know why there's so many cars over here.
There's a restaurant over here. Maybe they're open.
Oh. The only place open in town, I guess. Yes. The only place open in town. And there's a whole traffic jam of people waiting to try to eat there. It's New Peking. Look at that. Let's get some egg rolls. So pretty much the lights are out everywhere except for a couple major places on the grid. Police coming up this way. I think it's because of the curfew.
Yeah, get over.
Yeah. So while we are driving around near the house, we are actually breaking the curfew. So there's a curfew in place until 7 p.m. tonight. And we are not doing the right thing. This is kind of our home course where we go to, and it's destroyed inside there. All the tennis courts. God bless you. This is where we go to run and jog. You're gonna need some big repairs. So pretty much the only thing that we really have not seen anything of so far is actually like Florida Power and Light. Usually they'd have tons of trucks out already, like trying to fix things, but I'm guessing maybe they're gonna wait till tomorrow to assess all the damage. Right now there's about 179,000 people in our county that do not have power. A lot of minor damage. Okay everybody, it is 6:45 Friday night. I think this is going to be it for the hurricane vlog for now. We are very lucky, not a lot of damage at all, nothing structurally to our house, just some minor tree damage. No power still, there's a down power line, a couple houses down. We'll live. I'm going to get back out, make dinner in a little bit. In the meantime, this is what a hurricane is all about. I'm going to get to show you the stuff that happened over in New Smyrna and Daytona, which is probably a good thing. My understanding is they had some severe damage and a lot of surging that took water well into the towns and over the bridge. So thoughts go out to everybody that's impacted over that way, as well as all the way up in St. Augustine. Realized that they had a lot of damage, a lot of surging, and Jacksonville Beach as well. Unfortunately, Matthew is due to take a path where it goes up and around and circles back towards the state again sometime next week, so we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, for now, thank you for all of your likes, thank you for your comments, thank you for your subscriptions. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. See you guys.
Do it!